Pretty good. For you?
Grateful, brother. Every day is a moment of gratitude. As long as I'm awake and breathing, this is all I need to see the grace of life and how we're able to integrate. Grateful, brother. Sorry, there's some feedback there.
Okay, wonderful. I saw some Destiny integration going on.
Yeah, this is our Destiny integration day. So every Tuesday is Destiny integration. So every time that we are showing up, it's actually fascinating because each day has a unique theme to it, so that there's consistent improvement in every single day. So it's actually continuing to evolve. So it's constant growth, constant contribution, because when we fulfill those two needs, we fulfill all others.
Nice, love it.
Yeah.
So, do you have a framework for this Destiny integration?
Well, my framework is always about listening first. So I'm curious to know more about where you're at in terms of uh, your journey, and how have things have been continuously allowing you to evolve in terms of where you've seen yourself since 2013,
Mhm.
and how has the evolution consistently grown? Because I know you've been in the community since 2013, so I'm curious to know more about you.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah. It started with UPW, and then I crewed until COVID, and the last event on 2019, Date with Destiny, and I went in person.
Was that event in Cannes?
Um, it was in Florida, in Beach.
Ross, I'm gonna mute you because we can hear the background, brother. Okay.
It was Palm Beach 2019, yeah.
Okay.
And then I started during the pandemic with my leadership track. And so I grew up to serve as senior leader. That's where I'm at right now. And the next step would be a trainer for Tony. And I developed coaching business for CEOs and employees serving company who is X space supplier, SpaceX supplier. So I coach them in conflict management and positive cultural building. And right now I'm looking for new clients and trying and growing my business. So this is the journey I'm in.
Beautiful. And where do you live now?
It's next to Nuremberg in Germany. It's 100 kilometers north of Munich.
Oh, beautiful. I love it. So what was the biggest kind of learning that you've discovered since jumping into the leadership track, and how have you been, what's been the kind of biggest challenges you've noticed by applying the tools from Tony into positive culture and, applying that to companies?
A good question. To start with, it's having them for myself at hand and really on my tool belt, so I'm ready to serve. So that's the first challenge and the thing that I'm working on and getting better and better. And the second thing is in the company, they love the tools, they love the system, I implemented also some stuff from Shirzad Hamid, who also worked with Tony some years ago with positive intelligence. So the company loves this thing of the different voices in our shoulders, so the good and the bad wolf. And yeah, and sometimes
Sorry, I didn't understand. So who was it? Sheikh who?
Shamin Shirzad Hamid,
Okay. And
Shirzad
that was
Hamid.
in that Sheikh is from UAE or
He published a book called Positive Intelligence,
okay.
and he has a program what is promoted by one of the trainers of Tony Robbins. And some years ago, Tony asked Shirzad Hamid to coach one of his companies.
And which business was this? Or sorry, and what did you do for them specifically? So you worked with this gentleman?
I learned his coaching approach
Ah, okay, okay, yeah.
about the positive intelligence stuff, and this is yeah, there I took mainly the conflict management thing and also the positive culture building. So it's and I implemented tools from Tony. So I did a time management with companies, and yeah, actually Date with Destiny tools. Yeah, the RPM tools also. So that's and one of the challenges for the company is when you're in a training environment, maybe it's nice to go over the steps, so step for step by step. But it seems for them, when they are busy working, they have to get things done without thinking and just, yeah. So this is one challenge
So
for
how do
them.
you feel like that? That's a great observation actually. So when people are integrating because they want to really make things happen and they want to move the needle in terms of really building the bottom line. So what are some of the solutions that you've been able to cultivate or create while going into these cultures? Because I imagine that positive culture is such an important uh, uh, I would say it's a byproduct of creating the results, right? So as a result of showing up with your positivity, because it's beautiful, by the way, you're always, shining, which is nice to see. My curiosity is, what were some of the ways that you were able to find solutions when people were like, "Hey, we got to get shit done, but we also want to kind of live from that beautiful state." So, what were some of the things that you were able to do?
Mm, actually, the most useful thing for me and for the employees, creating a triad for themselves and looking at this triad the morning on waking up, morning priming. And there is a little exercise when you drive to a place, you have this car drive, and you arrive there. You just take your time when you stop the car to think a minute about what your attention you are going to have. So that's very, very nice thing. Instead of doing the drive, going into the place, just take a minute before you go out of the car, breathe and take a minute to watch your triad, and then you're better prepared for the next step. So this was a positive tool that helped.
Beautiful. And what are some of the more immediate things in terms of like if something's happening in that moment of that situation where there's a challenge and all of a sudden somebody needs to be fascinated by the challenge? Because I think this is something that actually in changes the intelligence of culture inside of an organization, inside of a conscious culture, inside of of an organization, you know? And I believe that from having that state of awareness in the present moment or being more present to what's going on around us, we need an immediate ability because you know Tony talks about this in such a beautiful way. He's like, you know, we could be so excited and then all of a sudden 7 minutes, 7 years, 7 years somewhere down the road, we're like, what the fuck, right?
Yeah.
You know, this is not something that we want to be doing. So how can we continue to navigate inside of these organizations where people are really influencing themselves from a state of positive reinforcement? And again, it's not about I'm positive, I'm positive, I'm positive. It's about how to see things as they are, not worse than they are. You
Yeah.
know, because if we come from that place, we can then always find a solution. What do you think, Brenda and Ross? I'm curious to know your thoughts. By the way, welcome, Brenda and Ross.
Hey, I'm sorry, I'm just kind of leaving the dentist, so
Oh, it's
and
okay. Yeah, it's all good.
I'm just listening right now.
No worries.
Thank you.
Ross, do you want to share anything?
I'm okay. I was just listening.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you,
I,
Cosmo.
yes, I think one of the things that we forget, at least in corporate culture, from my experience working and experiencing these types of narratives, is how fast people can really shift their environment by being it, by seeing the magic in the present moment. What do you think?
I think there is a lot of things we could be grateful for, and if we don't take this few, sometimes it's a few seconds to breathe and to be aware what we're blessed of. Yeah, we absolutely need to take the time, this few seconds to think and appreciate what we have. So this is César calls it PQ reps, like positive intelligent reps. And sometimes it's just between saying one and the next thing, taking a PQ rep, like being aware of, hey, I'm standing, amazing. It's other people can't stand, or maybe I had a backstroke 2 years ago and now I'm standing. So appreciating this, it's very a second you take, and then you go to the next move. So that's what I think and suggest to the employee.
I love it. You're talking actually, you know, yesterday I was watching Tony and Sage, they posted a video on the Time to Rise summit. And Sage actually talked about the 60 seconds of grace, right? Really tapping back into that heart's intention, paying attention to what's going on, feeling. And I think that this is the biggest thing that most people forget is to most people forget that it's presence. The presence doesn't necessarily always need to be outward. The presence actually can be completely inward. And then as a result of being completely present to our heart's wisdom, feeling that level of integrity, it starts to then come across and cultivate everywhere we go. And it's in that feeling that we actually exemplify or amplify the energy around us. What do you think, Amy?
I feel that. I wasn't here for a second. Wow, that's awesome. True.
Yeah.
So true.
Good to see you. How are you feeling?
Good. And it's funny, those just few words, it's like it lifts us up. It's just so beautiful. I just love yeah. So I'm in Brookline in my house in Boston, and Lauren sent me this journal.
Beautiful.
Isn't that so cool? And I think she designed it. It's beautiful. It's unbelievable. What a nice surprise. Yeah, we're gonna do cool things in 2025 for sure.
So what are some of the goals for you, Amy, for 2025? I'm curious.
So my daughter, who I wasn't able to serve with my house in Boston, just sent me a message from the Brookline families chat. And there's a family that needs to come to Boston for a couple of weeks for a surgery, and 4 adults. That's what makes it difficult, and that's what you want, right? You want when you're sick, you want to be people around you that love that you love and they love you. And so it's 4 adults and a child. There's a child coming. It's probably parents and grandparents, right? And so I wrote to the lady, listen, I want to help you. I'm going to figure it out. And my goal is to get this place up and running and stay in solution mode. And I'm creating Cosmo Center for Healing because Cosmo never gave up on me. I love
Tell
when I
me
see
more.
Cosmo because that was my grandfather's name was Cosimo, also my father's name. My father, yeah, but my father took the I out because he was self-conscious when people couldn't pronounce his name. Yeah. And right?
Brother, in our family, it's the same. My grandfather is Cosimo, and all of my cousins, firstborn cousins, are all Cosimo. So it's
I
Cosimo the
love
first,
that.
me, Cosimo the second, Cosimo the third, Cosimo the fourth.
Yeah. We have Cosmo Senior. It's Cosmo Damien. Cosmo Damien, senior, junior, and the third.
So how
Okay.
how do you guys know each other, Cosmo and Amy? Tell me.
From from just different Zoom rooms. I couldn't even pick the one.
It's
And
senior,
from
I think senior leader trainer meeting, something like that.
nope, it was with I can't remember his first name. He's got a daughter, and we were in a Zoom room with him. I can't remember the I'll have to look back at the WhatsApp chats.
It's okay. It's from the Tony community. I'm just curious. That's all.
Exactly.
I thought there was
From
some
the
way,
Tony
shape.
community.
Brenda, I feel like you want to add something.
Well, no, I was just kind of enjoying what Amy was saying, like the words you're using and your energy. I just was enjoying that. And of course, I kind of missed a lot about what Cosimo was saying, unfortunately, because I was just coming out of the dentist. And so I kind of missed that, unfortunately, because it sounded good.
Cosmo, do you want to share a little bit more about the positive intelligence and the positive flow of how you're integrating that into organizations and the team leadership, so that maybe Brenda can hear a little bit more about your magic and the wisdom that you bring to the world?
Thank you for asking. Actually, I'm working with CEOs and employees. My biggest client is a SpaceX supplier, and I help him as a CEO to be better as a leader, and his employees, I'm training them on positive intelligence, on conflict management, on getting the culture to the next positive level. And I'm using the Tony Robbins tools, Date Destiny, all the NLP skills, and Shirzad Chamine, who also was somebody who was asked through Tony to coach one of his companies with this positive intelligence philosophy. He wrote a book you can find in, and he gives away this 6-week course. It's an amazing course with an app, and if you like guided guided coaching apps,
Sure.
you will love this program. And I think the next thing will start on 15th of January, something like this. Yeah, I did his course.
And Cosimo, is this your app? Is this?
This is from Shirzad Chamine. I'm implementing his strategy for the company.
Okay. Oh, okay. That sounds cool.
And he is about your sage and your saboteurs, and how when a saboteur voice is coming up, how you can answer with a sage voice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that.
And it's amazing. It's yeah. So this is what we're using to do some conflict management steps with the employees, and
Mhm.
yeah, they love it. The only challenge, how Eric said before, is how they implement it in real life. And actually, that's the thing. You have a whole conflict management procedure to do, but when they are under fire, they need to get things done, and they can't go over the whole protocol.
Oh yeah, right.
Well, I think that that's the biggest shift, right? That's the biggest opportunity. I see challenges, like from my perspective, challenges are opportunities. And these opportunities are actually from, instead of them going over a procedure, what's this remember what Tony says, cognitive mastery, emotional mastery, physical mastery. Once we create the three in alignment, we embody it, we become it, it's who we are, it's how we're being, it's how we embody it, how we move forward. And so those challenges become opportunities in a moment. And from that experience, right? It's how fast are we willing to see the opportunity in front of our face. And it can happen in a moment. It can happen in a moment. That lesson shows up so fast. And it's from the physical embodiment where that shift from cognitive to emotional to physical, it's like Tony says, repetition is the mother of skill. So we got to keep, consistency is the father of mastery. So as a result, we start to actually integrate this on an experiential level where people start to recognize, oh my goodness, immediately this is the opportunity to practice in public what I'm learning in private.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I was just thinking when you said that, like Chelsea, right, was kind of an opportunity that I didn't quite see at the time when I spoke to her yesterday. I kind of missed that part. Well, and then you pointed that out. And, I don't know if this is kind of what you're getting at as far as just, you know, seeing opportunities. And sometimes we miss them.
Yep.
And are they really missed? Or is it a way to recognize the blind spot and then recognize, oh my goodness, that's such a great idea. Let's go back and figure it out.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it doesn't need to be missed. It can be recalibrated.
Yeah, recalibrated. Yeah. It wasn't missed because like in the same day it sort of came back. But at the time I didn't see that opportunity, right? I wasn't present to it. I wasn't, whatever. I don't know. I was just thinking about that particular situation when you were just talking.
And I think that this is also maybe my hallucination, Brenda, is we are so, like, you have built like a magical business for the last 4 decades that has been powerful. You've built, so I think sometimes it's just having that perspective of choosing to have maybe somebody even around you. Remember, we talked about it, like, hey, maybe having a meeting with another observer around you is what's going to create that curiosity in that room. Because I find that by having 3 people in any meeting, 3 or more, whether
I agree totally with that.
changes
Because
the narrative.
like I
changes the
think when we were talking to Amy, it was just the three of us, wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, and when we were talking to who else were we talking? It was just three. Somehow it was just three of us. Oh, it was Christine, and that dynamic would have been very different if it was just two of us.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's a good point. A really good point. Yeah, yeah. Thank you for that. That's kind of like always these little moments of clarity. I love it. Why do you think I get on these calls? It's like
It,
Jesus.
and also, I feel like those pieces that either we miss or get become part of our foundation
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
to learn and grow from. Yeah.
Yeah, that's oh, so cool.
And we live in a world that people mainly look for their happiness and all their stuff outside of themselves. It's like
Yeah,
it's like a
totally.
sword outside of themselves. So I love
Yeah,
what you're doing, because it's really bringing people back to their heart. Do you know the
yeah.
elevator exercise? How to get somebody in their heart? So
No.
there's an exercise where you take the elevator and it's above your head, and you literally you feel it go down to your heart, and when the door opens, you see somebody that you love unconditionally, and it gives you goosebumps.
Aw, that's nice.
Yeah, usually I see my 5 grandchildren running at me. Yes.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
it really changes dynamic, and the fact that you can do it so instantly.
Yeah.
People don't have those skills. They don't know.
Hmm. It's true. Cosimo, where are you?
Let me talk to my wife. Give me a second.
Oh, where's
He's,
Cosimo from,
he's in
Eric?
Germany, in Nuremberg, I believe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yes,
In
it's
Europe.
Where?
Okay, okay.
100 kilometers north from Munich in Nuremberg.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. A lot of
I'm curious what you both are doing for Business Mastery coming up in January.
For me, I'm serving as senior leader part-time. So I'm coming to serve a room.
So you're gonna be in the room. You're gonna be there in the space.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
Sorry, virtual.
Okay.
Virtual room,
Cool.
yeah. Virtual Zoom room.
And Amy, are you going to Business Mastery?
Well, I'm thinking about coming to you.
Yes.
Yes, Amy.
Are you doing
That's
it
awesome.
together? You're doing it
Yeah, I'll
together?
figure that out.
Yeah, so we are organizing an event here in Edmonton with Brenda where we're bringing a lot of people, a lot of team from around the world, people that are helping, some of the team you met yesterday, like Scotty, where we're integrating, the foundations of vitality throughout. And then we're also doing an integration a couple days afterwards with, a lot of the family. So a lot of these tools are amongst a lot of the things that we've integrated into our own ways of being, not doing. So it's a lot of ease and joy as a result, because we have a team of amazing people that are doing what they love with passion and purpose, and everyone's emphasizing unique ways so that we move as a community, as a team, as a group towards the goals that we all want to achieve as a family. So
Love that.
Yeah,
so
Amy,
Amy,
when we did Date with Destiny, it was super powerful. Just, the event itself, but the people that came, like, it was amazing. It was almost like being there, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
yeah, yeah, it was awesome.
I got a call from Abraham Cohen. He was yesterday here, right?
No, he
No.
wasn't. No,
I
but I
hear.
know who Abraham is.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Okay, he is somehow he is in the Lighthouse community.
Hmm.
Okay, he asked me to come over to Brooklyn, Manhattan, to give a training for some 30 entrepreneurs. I thought you
Beautiful.
know.
Yeah, yeah, I know him. So good. That's
Awesome.
good. You
Yeah.
should do it. Yeah, we know Abraham. He's a good man.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it was the first time talking to him. Amazing.
And you know, in the community, you'll continue to get very good people that will get curious about ways that you can serve them. So just keep being you, and as a result, keep shining, and then people will reach out. This is just the way, that this is why the lighthouse exists, is so we can serve and create and shine and own our voice so that more people can just know about the magic that you bring to the world, all of us bring to the world, and work in harmony. Because if people don't know about you, you're just the world's best kept secret. But if we create a space where more people can shine like the sun,
Yeah.
which is, for me, very important because, I love when people are being themselves versus
Yeah.
thinking about what they need to be because of somebody else's approval. This is to
Right.
me ultimate destiny, is having people shine like this, shine their passion, their purpose, their willingness to create. So go crush it, bro. Go crush it.
I created Lighthouse picture
Oh,
diary.
beautiful.
Wow.
Wow.
This is what I have in my diary since a few years, and it's
So
six
funny.
lighthouse pictures,
Hmm.
and so it's six main goals for the year. So every lighthouse has one goal, and
Beautiful.
That's
interesting
cool.
combination, yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe you want to share some of your goals, since we're in the lighthouse, since you're talking about the lighthouse. I'd love to, maybe we can see how we can serve you, my friend. What can we do to support you in your goals and what your needs are and where you want to go? And maybe there's a way that we can add value to kind of where you're headed.
Yeah. So I have my Date with Destiny poster just in front of me, and it says, I can make it like we did it in the buddy session if you want. It's I, Cosimo, see, hear, feel, and know that the purpose of my life is to be, do, have universal eternity's best harmony at my heart. This means the 4 1-year goals are achieving being a trainer for Tony Robbins. Second, creating clients that want to bring their company employees to the next level of growth. And I create an income of 20,000 net per month. Then my next goal is to have the means to give to myself, my wife, and others the best quality for long lasting happiness, health, and meaning. And I want to do a trip to Fiji with my wife and enjoy wealth life mastery. So, this is my Date with Destiny poster.
Woo!
Beautiful.
Love that. Love that. I love just how you said it too, like
Hmm.
with passion. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Wow. And very clear.
That's what I was thinking. Very clear.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
I really love how you're fully embodying it from the inside.
Yes.
I can sense that it's coming from an internal nature,
Yeah,
right? So the
totally.
passion is really coming from a peaceful knowing.
Nice.
Yeah, I
Thank
love
you.
that.
I'm not. I really love it when I can see the difference in people's ability to be peaceful in their beingness versus the pushing of wanting to kind of like make it happen. And like, because there's a lot of contrast that I noticed from yesterday. Yesterday, you were getting into like peak state. It was very expressive, and there's so much magic in using our bodies to make that happen. And right now, it just felt very grounded, very, very like internal, very knowing, you know? So just really own that presence, brother, because that's something that really is unique. It's very unique.
I feel very safe in this environment. Thank you.
That's good, bro.
Great.
You should. You should. This is our duty as men, right? I believe this is our responsibility to create. It was so funny. So yesterday, I have to share this story. So I love to read about everything that inspires me, and lots of things inspire me, as Brenda knows, as Amy knows. But the thing that yesterday I was reading about was lions, and I was discovering the power of why lions love working in community. And so it's so beautiful because the lioness, they love working in community because the cubs are for the first 8 weeks by themselves with the mother, and then they go into the pride with everyone else. And so they introduce the cub to the pride, and the rest of the lionesses, they take on the cub like it's their own, and the cub is then raised by all of the lionesses, and the lion, the alpha, takes care of the lioness and the pride. And now this is so fascinating to me because what I discovered is like it's not actually about the lion himself. It's actually that he's chosen to take on that responsibility of creating safety for the lioness so that she and the rest of the lionesses can take care of the cubs. So she doesn't have to be on the lookout. So he is actually, it's just in his presence that they can feel safe. And I was like, wow, this is so fucking cool. Like, this is so cool because we learn so much as humans. Because oftentimes men, including myself in the past, go out as kind of like these, and again, this is the same thing in the savannah, the cubs, like the male cubs, they get pushed out of the tribe or the pride to go create their own pride, right? They get pushed out. Their mother will actually, after 2 years old, chase them away if they haven't left the pride yet. So they're forced to go and like figure it out. They're forced to go like, hey, go make it happen. Like you gotta go and like push yourself out of your comfort zone. And some of them will, with their brother or their co-dominant, they will go out and just kind of be these lone lions, will never find a pride. However, the more courageous and the more kind of ferocious ones end up finding a loving pride that they take care of. And this is so beautiful because it's really a beautiful emergence of what healthy masculine mirrors men and healthy feminine kind of create. And it's really a beautiful, for me, story of discovering how the symbiosis of a story of what lions and really healthy mirrors create in the world, and how we can actually create our family, our communities, our nations, our societies, our cultures, to provide this type of profound integration for the people that we love around us. And this is something beautiful that is so important to integrate into organizational philosophy. Because this is really creating a pride. It's really creating a way of being, a way of allowing the youth to grow up to cultivate even more meaning so that they can move forward towards their goals of lifelong vitality, of creativity, of passion, of purpose, of really painting the picture of that's called our masterpiece, which is our life, right? So just some fascinating parallels that I discovered yesterday. It was beautiful.
Interesting. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, we were yesterday.
That was very cool.
Yeah, I love
We were in a German mastermind destiny group, and we did also a coaching session with one of the participants coming. It was very interesting that we're able to help her with the tools that we got out from Date with Destiny. She had the story about there were she and her twin sister, and then there was a third brother or sister. So there were always three, but they always made up two against one. So, and she was often the one who had to fight because she was alone and the other two coupled. And then she said, I need a new incantation for this situation or for this story I'm living. And then I said, hey, why we don't use the positive blaming and say thank you to your sister and to your brother that you challenged me and forced me to be creative. Thank you for all this muscle building you gave me during my childhood. So this is your new incantation. And we could use, we used the Date with Destiny tool to help her. She said, wow, today she sent me a message with the new incantation. She said, wow, I repeated it different times today. It works. Thank you. So it was a nice experience we had this yesterday.
Love that.
I love it. Do you guys go ahead, Brenda? Sorry.
No, I was going to say, yeah, I love that. It's just like turning something around that you can, typically see as a negative, right? Suddenly you're the victim, you're the third man out. And then you have this whole story about, the third man out. And then if you could just turn that around and see the good in it, like what is it teaching you? Cosimo, you just said that, right? Like shifting that mindset, and that just will change that whole experience for that person, right?
Yeah.
Because she's not going to necessarily look at it as like a negative scenario, because she is being taught something. That's why she's in that situation in the beginning, right? It's there to teach her a lesson. And yeah, you just, when you came up with a new incantation, to help her when she is in that situation again, because it's easy just to go back to the old ways, right? It's easy to go back to, oh, poor me, I'm the victim. But that's never going to get you anywhere, right? We all know that. Like we're all trying to move, upwards. And then when we're talking to people that, or even, like when I meditate, and I meditate at night, and I think about, well, how did my day go? And I will think of these moments where, I was in being defensive. And then I look at, well, okay, I was being defensive. Then how could I do that differently next time? Right? Can I remind myself of my primary question? What kind of Tony things can I pull up? And it could be an incantation. You just use that as an example of one way to do it. And so next time when I'm in a situation where I feel like I'm, going I'm going to be defensive, which is really just a form of anger in some ways. Like it's just a mild form of, ooh, I don't like what they're saying. I don't, I'm just agreeing with them. Like when you really break it down, what is that? And then these things are just always come up for all of us, right? We have to have a way of being able to change on the spot, like to realize what's happening there. And like I just feel like I'm able to do that more and more often. And like Cosmo, with your suggestion of the incantation, that's just one way to snap yourself out of it, right? Because you're saying these positive, it's an incantation that is positive. It's not like I'm not going to be something. It's about what I'm going to be, how I'm going to live. And that's kind of how I saw just what you just said there. Just like a very powerful way of snapping ourselves and other people out of going down that. Well, and I think you said it before about the sage versus the saboteur. Like it's kind of like we're either going to choose the way of the sage or we're going to choose the way of the saboteur. And I'm not sure if that's what you said. I thought I heard that. Did you say that?
Let me send you the discovery session for the, let me see, it's called Saboteur
It is
Assess.
saboteur.
I will
And was
send
it
you.
sage? Anyway, I sort of equate that to love versus fear, kind of like we can either go down the road of the anger and the fear and the negativity, or we can go down the path of love, and we're always choosing that. Oh, I will look that up.
Cosmo, you want to drop it in the WhatsApp group
Yeah, he
as
just
well?
did. Oh
Okay.
yeah, maybe drop it in there, yeah.
If you
Because
drop
we'll
it in the
lose
WhatsApp,
this.
if you drop it in the WhatsApp group, then the whole community can benefit.
Which of the
Just the
Oh
main
yeah,
one.
yeah,
In
yeah.
the Lighthouse.
That's totally it. Saboteurs are the voices in your head that generate negative emotions. Yeah, totally.
I remember
Light?
my first date with Destiny. My primary question, because this is what you made me think of, Brenda. My primary question was, what's good in this? No matter what.
Yeah,
What's
what's
good in
good in this? Yeah, what's good in this?
the story about the twin sister, the siblings, because I'm the only one in my family with hair like mine, and they teased me relentlessly. And then when we got older, my sisters were all getting perms. Funniest thing. And I'm like, what is wrong with you guys?
Because
You
it's
know?
your superpower now.
Yeah, and what they gave me was so much strength. Like the teasing gave me so
Yeah,
much strength.
strength. Yeah, yeah,
Part of the
exactly.
foundation. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's become such a gift. And I remember I stopped by to see my brother and I said, one, I didn't think I'd ever would stop by his house and he answered the door and I was like, oh my God, I've been dreaming about this for years. And when I said to him, I needed to forgive myself for not being able to take the teasing. He looked at me like I had three heads. Because had I been able to put my foot down and stand up, you're not going to do that to me anymore, right? Yeah. And then when they all get perps, I'm like, well, come on. Yeah, it's very funny. Yeah, but that took him, I think, like that took him a second. Like I heard him saying it to himself, you have to forgive yourself. Like his lips move, right? Yeah, but that's it. It's everything is about giving. It's all happening for us. And I love that reminder of what's good in this. What's good in this?
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Beautiful. Good job.
I love it.
Great conversation.
Yeah.
It's always the way that we get to choose, right? What's good is always available. So it's, that's just the nature of our life. And if we choose to look at it from that place, then that's the way that our life will flow. So for 2025, with us, moving forward on New Year's Eve, I'm very excited for what's to come. I'm always appreciating, the wisdom of our great teacher coming through in this moment through all of us, because I think that's the essence of, our choice to listen. At least my distinct discovery has been in listening. We can hear the wisdom of every teacher, everybody as a teacher, because ultimately it's the infinite teacher that comes through all of us. So that to me is a lot of grace. There's a lot of grace in that. And so for 2025, my goal is to genuinely just be open to the magic and the infinite, unconditional experience of life, so that all of the manifestations or the seeds that have been planted for the last decades continue to manifest into fruition. And I think we have a really good plan, for what's to come in 2025. And I'm very excited to be doing it amongst some profound people like Brenda and others that are joining us for Business Mastery. Hopefully, Amy, you can make it down, and Cosimo maybe in the future. But I really would love to hear if since we only have 5 minutes left, if you guys want to just share, a goal for 2025 that you have, and how, how meaningful it may be to you.
Can I say one thing? Because I just want to tell you, when Cosimo was talking about his goals in the lighthouse, I was just imagining the light going around and around, and then like the warmth of the lighthouse, right? As he's sharing what he's doing. And he had 6 of them. And just what we do here. That's what I was visualizing as he was speaking. Like what a gift that we have. And that I'm just grateful that I no longer have to live in protection mode, and that I can receive and not be afraid. I love that. Like the heart has been chiseled open. I was protecting it for so long that I no longer have to do that, that there's spaces like this where we have beautiful conversations that people just don't have.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's true. It's true. Yeah, absolutely. Love that. What's your goal for 2025, Amy? Do you?
So I have this to take really good care of myself,
Okay.
to be the number one person that I take care of, because how I take care of myself is how I take care of everything. So there's a group doing 75 hard, 75 soft, and I've done 75 hard, so I want to do it in a softer way. And I mean that in a sense where I'll go for the 75 hard and be gentle on myself if I miss them, if I miss a workout or whatever. Because I want the commitment to myself. So I feel like jumping in. I've done it before and I did it,
Right.
but I don't want to be as strict. Like I could be doing yoga at 11:30 at night on my porch just to make the commitment, right?
Perfect.
So
That's
I
awesome.
want to be better to myself.
Good. Beautiful.
Awesome.
Brenda?
I'll just give my I'd say for 2025, I want to continue to be the vessel of divinity and transformation, and to embody that in like a daily practices. I becoming an owner, not an operator, is is kind of going to come to fruition in 2025.
Yes.
And I'd say that's kind of, and just embodying everything that I'm doing right now, and to continue on this road of, serving, like looking at how I can serve more, and to build this community that we're building right now, because this is where I feel like so good and safe. And like I have my other families, but this is a different family that it's precious. You just don't find this. This is not that easy to gather together. And I recognize that. So I'm looking forward to just building on this in 2025.
Yes, beautiful.
Cosmo, do you have anything that final? I know you shared, your date with Destiny. Is there anything that's coming through right now that you just want to share from the feeling?
I wanna help those around me, if it's family, to go to the next level without forcing them, just checking what level they are and what's their next level without pushing too hard, because this is something that happened in the past. So I want to be more appreciative for where they came from, where they're at, and if there is anything I can do, I will let guidance use me to help them.
Right. Oh, that's great. I love that. I resonate
Beautiful.
with that.
Trust.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful, beautiful part of trusting in yourself and trusting in something greater than yourself.
Yeah.
I love you all. Have a beautiful New Year's Eve. It was an amazing hour together.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful for all of your time and presence, and I look forward to seeing you hopefully tomorrow. Big love.
Take care. Bye,
Bye.
guys.
Happy New